Hi, folks. This is Kelly Zuber from Christ Lutheran Church. I'm part of the vaccine ministry team here at the church, and I'm sitting at my computer. Hopefully, I can share with you some tips on how to pre-register for the COVID-19 vaccine if you haven't done so already. First of all, if you need help doing this, that's what the vaccine ministry team is here for. We will be happy to help you and have been helping people in the church so far. If you get your communique out and go right to the beginning of it, you will see us listed in there, our phone numbers under COVID-19 vaccine ministry, and we're happy to help you. Today, what I wanted to do is just walk you through several websites that will give you information and will help get you pre-registered if you haven't done so. First of all, for more information, go to the Virginia Department of Health website. This is information only. This will not sign you up for a vaccine. Now, let's talk a little bit about the vaccines that are approved in the United States right now. There are three. One is Pfizer, one is Moderna, and one is the Johnson & Johnson vaccine, which has just come out in the last week and has just been approved. All of those are approved to be given to Americans. The first two, the Pfizer and the Moderna, require 2 shots. 1 shot and then another shot several weeks later. The new Johnson & Johnson vaccine only requires 1 shot. And we'll kind of see how the Virginia Department of Health and pharmacies adapt to that as well. But the informational site is the Virginia Department of Health site. And let me take you up to the top here, if it'll focus for me, and you can see vdh.virginia.gov. And my apologies if this is a bit shaky. I'm trying to run the computer with one hand and hold the camera with the other. Virginia Department of Health site has a lot of information. The first thing you need to know is, am I eligible for the vaccine? And if you go into this box, vaccination information for Virginians, there's a little place here that not only has frequently asked questions, you can click on that, but you can see the vaccine priority groups. And this is a pretty good graphic of that. Right now we're in phase 1, and under phase 1 there are sub-phases. The very first one to get the vaccine were healthcare workers and residents of long-term care facilities, nursing homes, assisted living facilities. 1B is really kind of where we are now. These are frontline essential workers and people age 65 and older, people age 16 to 64 with an underlying medical condition, and other special groups. Now, what does that mean? Because that is a bit vague. If you click that box, it's going to take you to a description under 1B that's very helpful, has a lot of detail in there. What does it mean? What are frontline essential workers? What about people 65 and older? What about people with underlying health conditions? And one of the things that they mention is if you are in that group of having underlying health conditions, and that can be things like diabetes and high blood pressure and heart disease and cancer and you know, any number of things. One of the things they do mention is that you should contact your healthcare provider. Always a good idea. Double check there, because your healthcare provider might have some insights into how to get that vaccine quicker. But I would recommend to everyone, and I do mean everyone, that you do pre-register for the vaccine with the health department. Now, that is a different website, and let me go to that right now. All right, this is Vaccinate Virginia. And if I take you all the way to the top here, you'll see vaccinate.virginia.gov. That is this website, and this is where you actually sign up. This is how you get on the Virginia Department of Health's radar saying, yes, I would like the vaccine. There are a couple things you can do here. Pretty simple. There are 3 blocks here. Check the list. Now, that's important. If you registered with the Virginia Department of Health before Valentine's Day, I would recommend you go in and check the list and make sure you're still on it. We have found some folks in our congregation that thought they were signed up, and when we went in to check the list, They were not anymore. So check the list. You want to make sure you're actually there. To sign up, if you're starting from the beginning, to sign up, you would hit this bar. And it takes you to another screen that goes more in depth about what happens when I pre-register. And again, what this site is going to do for you, it is just going to pre-register you. It is not going to give you an appointment for a vaccine. That will come later. But this will pre-register you and get you on the Virginia Department of Health's radar saying, yes, I want the vaccine. All right, so when you click the bar again, that begins the registration. And I can't do this because I'm already registered, but you can see it's going to start asking you your name and all of those kinds of things, and date of birth, and all the information that the Virginia Department of Health requires. Definitely go here. Sign up. Even if you do other things, even if you try other ways to get the vaccine, go here first. All right. Now, some of the pharmacies in our area are also offering the vaccine. So I'm going to go up here. I have already opened some of these. This is CVS. They were one of the first to start doing vaccines. And I will take you up here and show you. It is simply CVS.com. This is their national site. And right on the front, no-cost COVID-19 testing and vaccine updates. There are 2 boxes there. Schedule a COVID-19 test. Hopefully we don't want that. But what we do want is check vaccine availability. So we're going to click that right there. And we're going to go down, scroll down a little bit, and we're going to get down to Virginia on the list. We'll click there, and a box will pop up. And right in the middle is schedule an appointment now. So when that happens, it's going to ask me a couple of questions here. In the past 14 days, have you tested positive for COVID-19? Let's hope the answer to that is no. In the past 14 days, have you been in close contact with anyone who's tested positive? Let's hope that's no. And then let's scroll down a little bit. Do you currently have a fever, chills, cough? Let's hope all that's no. And then we're going to continue. And then, tell us what you need. Okay. I need to start vaccination. So we're going to click there. And now it's going to ask us to select the location, and that is going to be Virginia. All right, so continue scheduling. What is your age? All right, folks, this is not my age, but I'm going to put 65 in because the pharmacies are only vaccinating people 65 and older as of right now. That will change. They will broaden their scope, but at the moment, it's 65 and older. And you're going to say, I'm in a priority group. Which priority group? Let's see. Age 65 and older. There are other options that have popped up. Teachers K through 12, daycare and preschool workers and staff members. So they are expanding what they're doing. And I affirm that I've answered these questions truthfully. Well, you know what? I'm not going to go any further because I can't affirm that I've answered truthfully. But you get the idea of what you have to do to continue to sign up. So that's CVS. They're not always not appointments. You may have to come back over and over again to finally find an appointment. But the vaccine is getting out there, and we're finding more and more pharmacies having more and more of it. The next place I'm going to take you is to Kroger, and their pharmacy is also doing vaccinations. And we'll go up here to the corner. You see Kroger.com, but you also see this big blue bar under Kroger.com. It says COVID-19 vaccinations. If you click on Learn More, that will get you into the Kroger portal for vaccines. And what you'll need to do here is scroll down to Virginia. All right, there's Virginia. And what I want is check appointment availability. And I'm going to click right there. And it's going to ask me some questions. It's going to ask me if I agree with their terms of use, and I'll tell them yes. And then it's going to ask me if I have any serious life-threatening conditions, and I hopefully no. And then it's going to ask me, and let me scroll down a little bit more, which state do I want to get a vaccine in? And I am going down, down, down to Virginia. And have you already received your first dose? I'm going to say no. Have you received a vaccine in the past 14 days? That's any kind of vaccine. No. And what is your date of birth? Okay, folks, I'm going to have to tell a little white lie here, but I'm going to say 01/01/1954 to get me past this screen. All right, and so because I'm over 65, it's going to tell me that I am eligible for the COVID-19 vaccine. So I am going to schedule it. And what you will get when you do this, it'll ask you to find a location. So I'm going to put the church zip code, 24015, and I'm not going to worry about distance at the moment. I'm just going to find an appointment. And let's see. I'm going to scroll down. Now, what it's telling me right away is here is the Towers Kroger, and I can get an appointment. Looks like an appointment is available. There are several of them this evening. There's none at Tanglewood, none at Cave Spring Corners, none at Ridgewood Farms, but on Brambleton there are some available tomorrow. So, if I'm 65 and older, I can use this website and I can find appointments for vaccines at Kroger. Okay? Kroger Pharmacy. Now, let me tell you something about the Kroger Pharmacy. And this is true of really all of these folks that are trying to respond very quickly to the changing landscape of COVID-19 vaccines. This website has been a little finicky. And what we've found is that sometimes you go in and you schedule the first one, and then it wants you to schedule your second vaccine. And that is, then it tells you that's not possible, and it looks like it kicks you out of the website completely. And what we're finding that sometimes it does really, in fact, give you an appointment, you just don't know it. So it might be worth checking with the Kroger Pharmacy that you signed up for to see if they have you on their list. Because it has been a little squirrely on this particular site. But again, they're making it better as they go. All right, one last thing I want to mention to you is if you are accessing services from the Salem VA Medical Center, if you are a veteran and you're accessing services there, they are too now giving out COVID vaccine. And I would certainly go to their page. And again, they are salem.va.gov right there. And right in the middle of the page, they have a link. Sorry, folks. Vaccine information page. And it gives you quite a bit of detail. You have to be registered with the VA in their system. And but it is possible to go through the VA and do this. I'm not going to go into depth on this, but if you are a veteran, definitely check out their page and read what it has to say here. Now, once you get your vaccine, if you get the Pfizer or the Moderna vaccine, you will get a little card that looks like this. You'll have to return with that same card, and they will register your second vaccine, and then you want to hang on to that card. That card may be very important in the future in terms of where we might be able to gather or where we might not be able to gather as to whether or not we're vaccinated and we can prove it. Anyway, that is, that's all the information I have for you. Again, if you need any help with this, we're here for you. And this is what, what we set up this ministry team to do. And we'll continue to provide information through the newsletter, through emails, and on our Facebook page whenever we see any changes. Thank you, folks. God bless you. Let's get everybody vaccinated.